Wild Survivors is here, and man, your wallet's barely gonna survive. Don't beg the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We're going to start off here with the amazing rare reprints out here. And yes, that is Allure of Darkness getting its umpteenth lower rarity printing. And every time, this card gets printed in low rarity, I always hear somebody complain about it. But this needs it, alright? Like, it doesn't matter if it's got competitive playability right now. This card always ends up exceeding into $1 at some point because players want it. It's an incredibly generic card. We know this. Your dinosaur support out of this set is kind of interesting. Giant Rex. You got True King out here making it into the rare slot. And then you have Misk over here as well. Okay. Now we have incantations making their way into this set as well. I saw Chalice Slime in here. I saw Pencil Plume. Those are good reprints. Even if you don't want to, consider them to be that. If we've learned anything about, incantations in general, they are something that the more casual player base wants to have access to. And I'll be honest with you here, incantations at one point were a little bit more expensive. So I will give it to the casual player base here. It is kind of nice to see that we can get that. Now, Deck Devastation Virus made its way in here as a rare. I have, as a fellow English, I have not seen a collector's rare for that, but let me tell you this. That would make a very, very nice collector's rare. Same thing with There Can Only Be One up there. We just talked about getting ultra copies of There Can Only Be One, so you can actually play the Vanquish Soul deck. I kind of had a feeling that they would chuck it in here as a reprint, but, players want their shinier cardboard. And we have our first Novelesse down here, or Novelisse, as a rare. So everything on the reprint sector here, a lot of cool stuff. A lot of unreleased CRs that didn't make their way out into the light here, but I am kind of expecting to see some relatively other interesting stuff on the follow-up here. Now, your second image here, yes, the meme is incredibly real. They actually made Hungry Burger into a collector's rare. Konami, you are wild. The fact that Konami actually went ahead here and made Hungry Burger into a collector rare. It's the Gate Guardian situation all over again, but I actually think the funniest thing about Hungry Burger being involved with this is players are actually excited for this. Now, I'm not going to be excited if I open up product and dear old Hungry Burger is there to, wave at me and go, "Hi, I'm your holo for this," because considering a lot of the other things that's going on with this set, this is going to be like a $10 collector's rare. $10 might be hitting it extremely high, but meme aside, I think it's cool that Hungry Burger got the CR. The community memed it, and we got it. Over here, we have our next incantations. Once again, a little bit more of a showcase here, seeing that more of these made their way in here. Little baby Cerosaurus made it in here as another reprint as well. Technically, you can build an entire all-nice rarity build for dinosaurs. Can you play that for Pegasus Challenge now for rares? Does that really matter? We also had Eradicator Epidemic Virus in here, so our second virus taking up a rare slot. And then Animadored Archosaur. We just had a secret rare buyout happen on Animadored Archosaur over the weekend here. And I look today and I see we now have a rare for this. Meanwhile, there's 100+ listings for the ultra rare version from the tins. So I kind of look around here and I kind of go, it is a good reprint, but the ultra was already fantastically cheap as it is. Now this is where I get to be the bearer of bad news. This is where we start the descent into madness. So these are 5 of the 7 ultra rares. You heard me say that right. 5 of 7. I repeat, 7 ultra rares for Vanquish Soul. The average duelist is not building this deck. I repeat, this mid-range control deck has 7 ultra rares. I don't know what they were thinking, but their logic here was, you know what? We're going to top load the set. We're going to make Vanquish Soul the most expensive thing out of here. And I'm already seeing 3 ultras per box of this set. So let's think about how expensive Vanquish Soul is going to be here for a second, all right? It's going to be expensive. It's going to be crazily expensive. All right, especially, you know, Rock is a 3 of, Kaiser Varius is a 3 of, Stake Your Soul is a 3 of. You kind of, you're seeing what we're getting here, right? Like, the fact that we paywalled this so massively here behind this, man, it's ridiculous that they did this. And then we have Xeno Metronus over here as a collector's rare, actually. You know, all things aside, like, I'm actually kind of happy to see Xeno get into the collector's rare slot. I mean, most of the dinosaur players in here are eating relatively good because all the dinosaur support, I mean, is really good. I mean, Konami actually did good in terms of that because they looked at everybody and they went, hey, you know, all this dinosaur stuff throughout the years. We've gone through a structure deck. We've gone through this. There's no point in, like, yeah, we'll give them some collector rare upgrades. But there's no real point in, you know, paywalling, you know, what little support you've already got coming in this set at that. So that's kind of something to really consider here, at least in terms of that. Oh my gosh, so many slots. Next up here, we head on in to the Novelist section of things here. We do see today's menu actually making it in as the Ultra slot, which honestly, I think that card was by far like the better one out here for this. And then we got the at table, the field spell, made it in at Ultra. Okay, so what is this, like 7 Vanquish Soul Ultras, and then we rounded out with what, like 3 Novelez Ultras? So if you're going to be looking at these pre-sale prices, one, dinosaur are going to be cheap. We already know that, but okay. So 2 Ultras. I mean, the name schemes for these, I like how they maintained the French name and then they Englished it. As you see over here, like the recette de vianda meat recipe. I actually wonder on the French versions of these cards if they actually kept, you know, the meat recipe there as well and translated it, or I don't know, maybe that's something interesting. Chef's Special Recipe, though, didn't get a name change, unfortunately. You also do see in here that Solda did, in fact, make it onto the reprint slot. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. We also have Manju down here, bringing it up as well. I mean, Manju was formerly a very expensive money card. I'll be honest with you. I think at the stage that we had it, it's definitely calmed down from its former price point. And then we have Transcendosaurus Meteorus down here, making it in as another super rare. So once again, those dinosaurs looking really, really cheap. If you're planning on playing, you know, the Food Wars archetype or the Noveless, I think it's not going to be, shouldn't be too bad. You know, especially being paywall behind 3 Ultras, I don't think is anything too expensive. But I love the naming scheme that we have going here. The cards look fantastic, actually. And I'm actually kind of happy to see that Solda got a relatively easier access printing down here. And then down here, we have what is the only CRs that I've seen be pulled out of the ones that we've talked about here. We actually had Stake Your Soul getting pulled, and I'll be honest with you here, it looks gorgeous. It looks fantastic. The CRs for this set, especially over here with the Soul Kaiser Varius, looks gorgeous. All right, we also had Ultimate Conductor here showing up, which looks amazing. Now, things that we didn't see today, we know that Tenki and Oviraptor are also in this set as well as collector's rares because that was done on the official Konami press statement for the set. So very strange that we didn't see those. I think that's what, like six CRs is all we got out of today. So I'm kind of curious to see where this is going to go. I already read a lot of comments from people just in the very few minutes of the set being opened. People seeing that we had seven copies of what's it called for Ultras. People aren't happy about that. So if you're planning on playing Vanquish Soul, incredibly bad news. Ultimate Conductor on the run back looks like a massively gorgeous card, and yeah. And I will say, hopefully, as we go forward with these deck build packs, we fix whatever's going on here. Making one lower rarity theme is good because, you know, the evenness across the board, but like, you're telling me I could have had 7 Ultras for Runic and we dodged? I wanted higher rarity Runic cards. Why? Please leave a comment down below what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.